Hey guys, and welcome back to Factorio Tightening the Belt Megabase Guide. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. We are back here in the main base just to collect some materials, and we're going to head back over, of course, to the Megabase construction area. Sorry, I thought that was a tree for a second. And we're going to work on some unloading for the trains. Now, last stream that I did Factorio, well, not the last one, because that was the birthday stream looking through all the saves, but the one before that, I added all the unload stations, the track at least, for down here, as you can see. I'm not sure if I showed these. I don't think so, because I don't think I've done an episode since that stream. So here we go. Here are all the unload stations. They turned out really well. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. There's 3 for copper, 3 for iron, and then 2 for steel. And each one has its own stacker here that can hold, I think, like 6 trains. And then they're all equidistant apart pretty much, except for some of them are a little bit different. The space between the iron and the copper one right here is smaller just because of how they worked out. Each one is essentially centered on a set of 8 smelters. It's centered on this beacon row, so 4 smelters above, 4 below. And so each one's going to support 8 smelters, which in total is going to be 16 belts. We are running 282 trains. And what I'm going to do is just unload essentially 2 belts from each cargo wagon, 1 out each side, which of course 2 times 8 is going to be 16. It'll make a little more sense once we get down there and I show you what's going to happen. And then we're going to balance with 2 8-to-8 balancers. I don't want to do a full 16 balancer. I don't think it's necessary, and it's pretty big. So we're just going to do 8-to-8 balancers on each side and then send them into the smelters. And like I said, it'll make a lot more sense once I show you, once we get down there. So we're going to head down. And of course I had to remove our other stop that was down here because it would be in the way. But at this point, if we wanted, we could just manually drive to here or even tell the train to go way down here. But we'll just go up to here for now because we'll be working like right over here. And this was actually a pretty big accomplishment. I know last episode we were working on the red science. So you probably expected us to continue that. But I did want to get this part done so that it's all ready, and we, once we get some trains set up, we could actually start feeding resources into this. So let's just head on down here. We have tons of belt, hopefully, and inserters. It's going to be a very simple system. It's not going to be anything complicated, nothing fancy at all, pretty much. I'm going to dump, I actually need to dump a lot of this stuff. We don't need all that copper. Like some of this I can just stick in my trash slots for now. We don't really need more furnaces at this point. Probably do need most of that. Okay, so we shouldn't really need more than this many. Well, we might for the balancers. So I'm not gonna grab all the belt because I need room for like inserters and stuff too. So let's go ahead and grab tons of inserters. We're gonna need lots of chests, which is something I actually don't have. Of course, dude, I knew I would forget something. I do actually, hold up. I do have a ton of iron in here. We could make a fair number of iron chests, and I think, pretty sure I saw some iron chests themselves. Oh, 1 iron chest, of course. Yeah, chests are one thing I did not bring along here, actually. So we're gonna go ahead and make all that. Let's pick up the rest of the belt that we had and head on down. So, and then the stone, I did place stone smelters too. We have, I did that on episode, I think. These 3 are stone smelters. That'll just be fed from somewhere else. We'll just have like another one here or something a little bit different. That may come in from the top or something. So that's pretty simple. So this one, like I said, this is somewhat mostly centered. You can't actually center the track because of the spacing and the width. But it's on this row of beacons, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 smelters above it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 below it. And then this next set of 4 is going to be the above part for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and figure this out. We need some inserters. Again, we're running 282, so 2 locomotives, and then we're going to have wagons here. I'm debating a little bit if we should do 4 inserters per side or 6. 4 is not going to be a fully compressed blue belt, actually, but it is going to, well, it's going to save on surge, which really isn't that important. But we don't actually need full blue belts because of the productivity. We feed two belts in and output 2 full blue belts, but since we have a 20% productivity, you don't actually need 2 full blue belts in. However, I mean, doing 4, we could do something super simple like this, not like that. Actually, this did not work quite how I would have wanted. So this, we pretty much have to do, a splitter like that. If we did 4 inserters, I wanted to do something kind of nice. You can't actually really center this, which is somewhat annoying, because we could have done something like that, but you can't. There's not a center here because these are an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we'll just go with 6 inserters just to, full belt certainly won't hurt. Inserters in this case won't hurt. I mean, the materials aren't really an issue to make the inserters, and obviously we need chests, but that's to show you. And then UPS isn't really going to be an issue in this factory, so I don't need to worry about that. So, this may not even result in full belts just because of the combining method here, but again, that's fine. So we have this. This is where it should be. And I'm just going to create a blueprint because we're going to need a ton of these. And this is just going to output 1 full belt like that. And then we're going to have the same thing on the top side. And trying to think, we should actually only need 1. Okay, so that takes care of that. Well, we do need 1 for this particular side. Let's go ahead and blueprint all of this, and then we should be able to just stamp it down. So 2, 3, 4. I assume this is lining up correctly. Yep. That's what, 4? Oh, that is the wrong blueprint. In fact, where is that blueprint? Here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna be cutting it close with these locomotives here, but they do fit. I did measure and make sure they fit. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we need to do the same to the top side, and then we can blueprint the entire thing pretty much. I do want to get the balancers and stuff in here as well. So if we do this, it should work, right? I don't remember. For some reason, I remember flipping this not actually working very well, but I think it should. Actually, I should be able to, do that, except not screw it up. Oh, there's a tree there. See, it wasn't my fault. It was a stupid tree. We are out of chests, of course. That's not particularly surprising. And then, so then these are all going to combine down and combine into an 8-belt balancer, which we could just put on either side here. So we have a balancer book. This is an 8 to 5. That's not what we want. An 8 to 8, which is pretty compact. I mean, it's really not that large. So if we look here, so these will need to hit that. So we want to go fairly close, almost right here maybe. So that's going to be 1 tile away from the splitter. We could go right to the splitter, actually. Actually, that'd work. Why don't we do that? So do that, and then let's say, right after the power pole. Like that. In terms of this distance. So here, and then this is just literally going to go in. And this should actually look cleaner because these will just go out the 1 tile they need to. Whoa. Luckily, when building stuff like this, if you mess up the placement, when you're just doing multiple things like this, it's easy to kind of just bring the others over it, like I did over there, back there. So we'll just run this. Make sure not to drag over the splitters and ruin our balancer. And the reason we have a balancer here is just so that all the cargo wagons unload evenly, pretty much, right? In case some of the smelters have a heavier draw than others, that's why we put these balancers here. A 16 balancer for all of these would be a little better, but I really don't think it's actually necessary for this. So, and it's way bigger. It's just not as nice. And it wouldn't be as nice looking and stuff. I don't think so. Once we get all this, we can just blueprint this for all the rest of them. You know, we don't, we could use filter inserters. That'd actually be smart. I can upgrade them later. I obviously don't have any right now. In fact, I don't even know if I'm producing them in bulk. That would actually be a thing to have on the to-do list, is upgrade these to filter stack inserters. Just because, you know, it never hurts. You know, they don't like have decreased speed or anything, and it prevents contamination, which could certainly be a problem if I mess up sending a train somewhere and don't notice it. And you may be wondering, how this is going to work in regards to like sending trains. Initially, I was going to just have like one big stacker going to all stations and name the same, but I'm worried the trains won't really sort themselves out. So with this small, I say small, I mean, we're on a megabase, but comparatively, with this small amount of stations and inputs, I'm fine with just having like copper 1, 2, 3, iron 1, 2, 3, steel 1, 2, and then just assigning trains to those specific ones. It'll just be a little bit tricky because I have to, you know, kind of keep track of how many trains are going to each one. But that really shouldn't be that difficult because you could just like click on a station and see how many trains are there. And then that just guarantees the trains are going to go where they're supposed to. Right. Okay, so we have this. And then now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because I want to try to make this look fairly nice, but we also need to actually route this to these, which could be a bit of a problem potentially. I mean, to make this even maybe looking the same, I suppose would be a better word. We do that, dude. Is this real? Is this actually real? Holy crap! I did not plan that, but oh my gosh, that is so perfect. Now, of course, the rest won't quite work that well, but that is actually amazingly perfect. Are these going to work the same? I wonder. No, these aren't because. No, that's actually somewhat annoying because then it's not going to be like symmetrical at all. It's actually more frustrating than if they had to curve around, but oh well. The real question is it going to look better for them to curve here or curve over here? I think it's going to look better over there. So we can have the straight lines coming off the tracks for as long as possible. And then this one, come over here. And again, all the smelters are like equal distance apart and stuff, so this blueprint should be applicable for all the smelters. Okay, so we have that, and then this one. Boom, boom. So again, yeah, this is gonna look better curving closer to the smelters rather than the balancer. In fact, what we can do here is, just to make this easier, I no longer need this blueprint, so what we can do is blueprint a section of this. Bring it like that far. So this one is gonna go... give me a second. Brain is not working. Right, okay, so this one go here. And then this one here and here. There and there. And again, this underground is not necessary whatsoever. However, it just, I think it just makes it look better. And I'm just curving these kind of all at the same spot because I think it would look weird to like do multiple curves, like curve them like back here and then go in or something. So we're just gonna kind of do this. No! Wait, did that? Oh my goodness. Fat fingering this. I'm not actually, you may notice my voice sounds different. I'm not actually at home at the moment. I'm at my parents', so things are, oh, this is an extra bell. I was like, what the heck is going on? So I have a different keyboard, different microphone position, different room, so that's kind of what is different. But, so I'm like fat fingering everything. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was a little worried. I'm like, damn, did I actually totally miscalculate this with that extra belt? I was pretty worried there for a second. And we'll just finish this up. I just want to show you like the process of what's going to go into this. And then of course I'll just blueprint all of them like off camera. Because again, they all should be about the same. I mean, this doesn't look quite as nice. The entry point is as I'd like, but oh well. Little dolphin over here. Just grab the rest of our belt. Wasn't all that much left, honestly, but this part looks really nice, though. Okay, so I guess curving these like the same spot would be good, just like here. I mean, doing 2 curves like that, it's fine. Should we have enough room here, which we look like we do? Dang it, dude. Sometimes this is kind of a tip. I never do it because I always forget these things or too lazy, but it can be really nice sometimes, like just to take your exoskeletons out or some of them out when working with belts, because part of the problem is that like I'm moving kind of fast. I know I only have 3, but still, you know, each one's 40%, I believe. 30%. So, you know, that's a 90% speed increase. And so it's kind of hard to like make the little movements to where I need to go without just riding on the belt. And of course I think there's a mod for like an equipment you can put in, but even then, just like making those little movement adjustments can be quite difficult sometimes with the exoskeletons. And here we go. Boom. Doesn't look that great. Doesn't look too bad. This, like I said, this is a little wonky, but you know, it is what it is. Looks kind of like a deformed octopus or something. Here's its eyes. So there we go. So that's gonna do that. And like I said, theoretically, this should work because I lined all these rails up exactly the same, like in the same spot on the beacons, or not. Yeah, it did. So this should just work. Like, I mean, it should just work. It should just line up. So if we take this, go a little bit higher than that, a little bit higher than that. Oh my goodness. Dude, I can just erase it from the blueprint. If we do this, all these smelters are the same, so. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Shoot. I don't know, dude. Oh, yeah, get rid of this. That's the stone, which I don't want. We do want this part. And I guess we'll just find out really quick if this works. It's going to be a huge pain in the butt if it doesn't. And it literally works perfectly. Dude, gotta love it. Boom. And there we go. So we're just going to do that to every single one, and that's going to be done. And I think that's going to conclude this episode, guys. I wanted to show you this, and then next episode we should definitely be working on placing more of the science builds and such. But if this is kind of be a big like weight off my mind, having this completed, just so it's ready and such. And yeah, so there we go. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts, any questions and such you have down below as always. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.